I'm Nicole, this is Gillian, and what we'd love to talk to you today about is fitness testing. I've had a lot of people, say, is this really necessary? Can't we just get started in personal training? Because my last trainer we just started and it was great. I thought it would be a good topic to chat about. So, fitness testing. Gillian, why do you think it's important?
I think it's important because the personal trainer the kinesiologist can discover a lot from the person's movements. You also want to make sure there's no underlying conditions, and you really want to have that baseline, because it is great when a client is working and they may feel they're getting some kind of improvement, but if you can show them, this is your baseline, this is where you started.
That's true. Yeah.
It gives them something that is tangible to see, oh, wow, I have come this far.
That's true, because I find sometimes when I say, we're going to do a fitness screening or testing, people are very shy and self-conscious, so they might say, oh, I know it's bad. Everything's just bad, we don't need to test. Mm-hmm. And that feels really true for a lot of people, but another thing that kind of feeds into this is people talk about motivation. Mm-hmm. They're like, I want to be motivated to work out. And when we can show them, it's like, well, on day one, this is actually the number that you started at. Mm-hmm. And it's now day 30. Yes. And you might be having a really crap day, and you're like, none of this is working, XYZ, but then we can actually show you, okay, these were your measurements on day 1, and now day 30, they've all shifted in some fashion, so it just feeds into that motivation component.
Yeah, exactly, because when you have the multiple fitness components,
right,
it makes it a lot easier. So who wants to have body shape change? Who wants to be stronger? Who wants to be more flexible or have more endurance to do the things? At least you can see, this is where we start. But it's right, everybody thinks of it as like, oh my gosh, it's an exam, or I'm going to fail. There's no pass or fail.
Yeah.
It's like, this is where you are on your health continuum, right? Mm-hmm. Sometimes we have things and we'll be a little less healthy or able to do things. COVID-19, for example, set a lot of people back.
Yeah.
But as I said, this is where you are in this moment. And so we have a way of tracking where you're going.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's an important piece too, is, I'm just going to move this camera.
After all that?
Well, no, it's good. It's good.
Okay.
Now you're centered. I think an important thing that you just touched on is that pass-fail feeling, right? It's uncomfortable sometimes for an individual to look at the scale and or look at their flexibility measure and
yes.
Feel like they're in this lower category. I mean, I went through gym class being the last kid picked for the team. Mm-hmm. You get the C or C minus in gym or PE, and that doesn't feel good, and that comes up for a lot of people.
Yes.
So that's where the responsibility is on the kinesiologist to really lay that out for a person and say it's not a pass-fail, and there's no judgment.
No.
We've all been there.
Yes.
I mean, I certainly was.
Okay.
And for us, it's exciting to see someone take that next step,
yes.
and then the next step, and then the next step. So that's a huge psychological boost. That it's a safe thing to do, right?
Right.
And sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, and that's the other thing, safety, because your trainer wants to make sure that before he puts you on any cardiovascular equipment or makes you lift any weights. I mean, that's the other thing, checking resting heart rate and resting blood pressure. Looking at your heart rate when you're doing, like a cardiovascular assessment, so that there aren't any surprises. And I've come across surprises in the past, and I'm not talking about just older adults, but I had a really big surprise once with a 19-year-old person who had never shown any issues, but had big spikes in blood pressure.
Oh, wow.
So, that's a way we can see if there's any underlying causes as well.
Yeah, this, again, safety, I think we sort of harp on that a lot here at Physique. A lot of times people you get so used to how your body feels and that ache and pain that sometimes when you sit down with someone and they're like, hey, tell me what hurts, you're like, I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm fine. Oh, I injured my shoulder. And then we're like, which one? And then it's like, it's my left one.
Yes.
Right? Like we sort of like gloss over sometimes how we feel. So I've had, we've done the full interview in the consultation and intake, but then, we've got that little piece of paper that's got like, epilepsy, cardiac disease, and then someone checks it off and they're like, I forgot to tell you that I have a pacemaker. And we're like, that's really important to know.
Yes.
And like it's not just an aging population that has pacemakers, right?
No.
Young people, there's a lot of stuff that we might even just say, oh, not something that older people deal with. And it's like, no, it's actually not. We're seeing it in younger populations as well.
Absolutely. Yes.
So what about fitness testing? Because we have two different types here, right? We've got more of a fitness-based testing, and then I tend to send to you more of our rehabilitation testing.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought maybe we could talk a little bit about the difference there.
Yeah, so it's kind of based on also the medical information and medical history that we get. So, for example, if someone has some shoulder issues or back issues, the testing will be modified and will be specific to where their needs are. If it's on one side, we want to make a comparison, apples to apples, to make sure that both sides we have a value that we can work with there.
When you say both sides, are you talking about like a bilateral difference, left
Bilateral
to right?
difference, absolutely, okay. Yeah. Because
Right.
another thing is, if that person has an injury, we can start some compensatory motion, and then it's like, okay, I injured my shoulder, why is my lower back hurting me?
Right. Seeing how all that plays in together.
Yeah.
And the nice thing about there's so many different types of assessments out there is that we can tailor the assessment to the client. So someone might come in with fitness goals, but they have a shoulder injury or low back pain. So we can pull in some of those rehabilitation assessment pieces and put those into the initial assessment. So it doesn't have to be fully choose from A or B. It could be 80% of this one and then 20% of column B. Right, so again, really, really customizing how we do our assessments.
Absolutely.
So, anything else that we want to talk about?
Well, as I said, people should be excited to get the baseline to see, because as I said, when you're working out, you're not always realizing, that you're getting these gains, that you've come a long way, that you're getting ahead on your journey, because it isn't terribly tangible. So if you have a baseline, I mean, it's fantastic. You get to see, this is where I was at, this is where I am now.
How often should people get tested?
Well, again, it depends on the test that they want to have, that they need for their, their goals, their wants, their needs. So I would say that every 3, 6, or 9 months.
Right. Yeah, you're right. That's a vague question.
It's
I think
really, really hard. It's a hard one, right?
Something like a DEXA scan.
Yes.
So we do have a colleague that does DEXA scans for body composition, and we would say once a year.
Yes, that
would
definitely
be appropriate. We wouldn't say once a week, whereas you might step on the scale once a week.
Yes.
That works for some people, right?
And, maybe, and I do have a person who steps on a scale once a week.
Yeah.
And then every 6 weeks we do some measurements as well.
Right.
Right, so that we can see how things are proceeding.
I think what we'll do is maybe we'll talk about the next video some of the fitness components.
That's
like
a good
actually
idea.
go into what we're looking for. Because again, with the fitness column side of things, that even kind of breaks down into functional and aesthetic, right? And everyone has a different goal, right? So you might have heard me say step on the scale and been like, scales, that's so old school. No one does scales. It's and what might be more important to a client is strength, right? So we might say, okay, how many push-ups can you do?
Yeah.
What's your core strength like that, So.
And we might even have you stepping up on a scale because it has to do with the cardiovascular, workout that you're doing. We want to know what your body weight is.
Yeah.
So we can sort of see what is your energy expenditure.
Yeah. I think the key thing is for people to know that we're looking at the data, right? Yeah. We're looking at the numerics of how is this going to influence program design, because that's the other piece that we didn't talk about, is that information is valuable to us before we start.
Absolutely.
Right?
And that helps us to streamline so that you can reach your goals sooner in a more efficient manner.
Yeah, because how many times have you seen an individual who may be slender, and they're just like, I can't run a block, right? Or someone who's more bigger boned, and they're very strong in the lower body, right? So some of these measures is to take away the judgment.
Yes.
Right, because we're like, okay, fantastic. Where's the bang for the buck going to be if we tweak this component in alignment with your goals? Then it's far more streamlined. We're not trying things. We're not guessing. No. We're actually assessing and then picking the right path.
Yes,
which
exactly.
is super exciting. And I know it's so stupid how we geek out about these things.
Yeah,
we're
but
just
we
like,
do. It's
numbers?
like, we're nerdy.
Yeah,
it's like,
exactly.
this is the data I've got. Okay, let's play.
Well, that's the kind of trainer that you want, right?
Yeah.
Who's like, you don't have to do the measuring. Let us do it. We get excited about it.
Yeah.
We create a plan based on all of that information. And then you just need to show up.
Yeah.
You don't even have to smile. You just need to show up in gym clothes, and then we'll handle the rest. It'll be great. So.
We'll just put a smile on your mask.
Yes, exactly. Just big Joker mask.
Yeah.
I think that's good. So yeah, let's do it. We'll do another video about the individual components in more detail. But hopefully that gave you an idea of why this is so important. Why fitness testing, fitness screening, health assessments are an integral part of your fitness plan, and really needs to be the first starting point before you jump into anything.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Well, it's been a while.
High five.
High five through the plexiglass. All right.
Okay then.
Thanks, Gillian.
You're welcome.